Welcome to Listing Presentation for Agents.com. Hi, my name is Randy Russi, and since 1987 I've been helping real estate agents to list and to sell more homes. And what I would like to do with you in this video is to have a really awesome conversation with you concerning what really is a superior listing presentation as compared to the majority that are out in the marketplace. Because a better listing presentation means more listings for you. So let's do just that. Let's have a cool conversation on the kind of listing presentation elite agents use so that they win the listing every time. Let's begin. First of all, I want to introduce you to RE/MAX agent Robert Burns. Now, he's a client of ours, and he has earned over $2 million in personal commissions since he began using our listing presentation. What would you do with an extra $2 million? Next, we have Leo. Now, since she purchased our listing presentation, she has never walked away from a listing appointment without the signed listing in her briefcase. That's how powerful this listing presentation is. How would you like to win every listing too? And next we have Sean. He ordered the listing presentation package, and instantly, the very next day, I do believe it was, he won himself a $350,000 listing, and that's a $10,500 commission coming to him once it sells. Would a quick 10 grand help you pay off a few bills? I'm sure it would. So as you can see, RE/MAX agents just love our listing presentation and its approach. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the testimonies on our website, you are going to discover that agents from a wide variety of real estate companies, new agents to senior agents who've been agents for 15 and 20 years, just adore the results that they're enjoying from our listing presentation. So why does this listing presentation work so well? Here's the reason. Because it motivates sellers to want to list with you and not another agent. Were you aware that the typical seller invites in 2 to 7 agents before they list their home? So you are in competition with at least one other agent on virtually every listing appointment that you attend. That's why you need a listing presentation that puts the odds in your favor. Now, how does it do just that? Allow me to answer by asking you this very, very important question. Are you ready? What does the seller really want from you? That's a real important question. We need to know the answer. Is it open houses, ads, Facebook posts? Is that what the seller really wants from you? No, that's not what they really want from you. As a matter of fact, they don't want that at all. Then what do sellers really want from you? Sellers want a buyer. That's what they want from you. And if you will prove you have buyers when you are on the listing appointment, guess what? They will list with you. Why? Because buyers are the #1 motivational hot button of a seller. Now let me say that again. Buyers are the #1 motivational hot button of a seller, and you have to push that hot button to guarantee that you're going to get that listing. Absolutely nothing else motivates a seller more than you having a buyer. But I don't have a buyer, you say. That's the #1 point that an agent who calls me on the phone says to me. Well, Randy, I don't have any buyers. Well, guess what? Sure you do. You just don't know you do because no one has ever showed you how to produce a list of buyers for absolutely every seller you meet. First, know that only buyers motivate sellers to choose you. That's what you need to know right from the get-go. Sellers are not motivated to list with you when you say things like you're going to do an open house, an ad, a Facebook post, or whatever. That is not a motivational hot button. None of those activities are. Nor does saying you will do open houses, ads, Facebook, etc. make you any different from the other agent that the seller may be interviewing, and you do want to be unique so that you win that listing, okay? So we need to understand the difference between motivation and activity. These activities called open houses and ads and Facebook and Google and whatever else you want to add in terms of an activity are not motivational items. They don't excite the seller. So we need to have a completely unique approach so that we excite the seller, right? Remember, to win, you must prove you have buyers, because buyers is the reason why they list. And that's exactly what this listing presentation will do for you. You see, proof plus evidence means you win the listing. By putting a list of buyers on the kitchen table, including photos of where those buyers now live, you are giving the seller exactly what he or she wants from you so that they feel comfortable about giving you the listing. That's how important buyers are. So where are you going to get these buyers? Because I know you probably don't think you have buyers. Well, there are 5 groups of buyers that you want to show your seller so that you can prove to your seller that you do indeed have buyers. Let me take you through these 5 groups now. First-time buyers. Then we have MLS buyers, company buyers, personal buyers, and investment buyers. So we want to build our listing presentation around the reality that we have buyers within these groups. Fair enough? And we want to pay particular attention to MLS buyers. That's the most important group of buyers within these 5 groups. Now, MLS buyers prove you have buyers to your sellers. The MLS is more than just a place where you put your listings. It was also invented as a place where you can find MLS buyers for your listings. Now, I know 98% of agents out there don't know what MLS buyers are. Matter of fact, you might be saying, MLS buyers, what are MLS buyers? MLS buyers are the easiest way for you to prove to the seller that you do indeed have buyers. And to locate them, you simply use your MLS board, and to track these MLS buyers, you use the Hotsheets. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you been trained? Have you ever received training on the MLS board? Do you realize that virtually, very few agents, I would say maybe 4 out of 100, know what the Hotsheets are for? And so most agents don't even access the Hotsheets. They don't try to find them. And they certainly don't use them because they don't understand the Hotsheets. But the Hotsheets is how you partner with the MLS to prove to the seller that you do indeed have buyers. And when you invest into the listing presentation package that is on my website here, you will also receive a 45-minute video, totally free of charge, that details to you step by step how to use your MLS and how to use the Hotsheets to prove you have buyers for every seller you meet. Now, I'm going to make a recommendation. Please watch the 45-minute video at least 2 times. That's how important it is for you to become a buying expert when you are with your sellers. Because when you become a buyer expert, you are pushing the motivational hot button of every seller you sit down with. If you were a seller, which agent would you list with? Would you list with agent number 1 who has no buyer proof? Does the same old thing as every other agent when on a listing appointment? Oh, I'm going to do open houses, I'm going to run ads, I'm going to do Facebook, etc., etc. That's what like 96 agents out of 100 do, okay? Or are you going to list with this kind of agent number 2, who's going to be able to prove to you, the seller, that they have buyers. They'll provide both the proof and the evidence. They'll provide a list and they'll provide photos of where those buyers now live. And they'll also have a tracking plan on these buyers to make sure one of these buyers buys that seller's home. So given agent number 1 or agent number 2, which are you going to list with if you were the seller? You know, when I was an agent, I never lost a listing appointment. Every seller listed with me. Now, they didn't always list with me that night because not every seller is ready to list. Some of them took a couple of weeks to get ready to list with me, you know. But most of them listed with me the first time I sat down with them, and about 95% did. And the reason why they listed with me and not one of these other agents I was in competition with is what you're seeing right here. When I walked into the seller's home, I walked in with a list of buyers, photos of where those buyers now live, and the entire listing presentation was buyer focused because that is what motivates the seller to hire me. So you get more than just a pretty listing presentation when you make an investment into our listing presentation package. You also get a proven and endorsed buyer strategy on how to hammer your competition and win listings with ease. And you are going to be able to walk into any seller's home and prove you have buyers. Isn't that awesome? As a matter of fact, you will put a list of 20 to 40 buyers on the seller's kitchen table, including photos of the homes they now live in. And when you do that, you just wait till you see the reaction of the seller, because that is what the seller wants. They want a buyer. If they had a buyer on their own, then they wouldn't need to hire us, would they? So the reason why they invite us into the house is because they can't find a buyer. Okay, so they're willing to pay us the big commission check because they can't find the buyer. Now, do you know what that means when you can put that list of buyers on the kitchen table? Number 1, the seller will be motivated about you. Number 2, the seller will see you as a buyer expert. And number 3, the seller will want to list with you and not another agent. That is exactly what happens when you use our listing presentation. Now remember Robert Burns? He has earned over $2 million simply by proving he has buyers and putting a list of those buyers on the kitchen table. And there is no reason why you can't too. Once you get your hands on the only listing presentation that proves to sellers you really do have buyers for their homes. Now that is what makes a better listing presentation. And a better listing presentation means more listings for you. So go grab a free sample. It's on the page on the navigational menu called Free Sample. Download that free sample so that you learn a little bit more about our product. And after, place your order. It's a one-time investment. It's very affordable. Every 3 years we update these presentations, and all updates are free of charge. We send them to our clients free of charge. So you're always going to have a listing presentation that is fresh and up to date. In closing, thank you for investing your time with me in this video. Grab a sample now and then make your investment today.